I'm still trying to find out how many St. Lucians were brought to Japan on that joyride. Because everybody I see lately, they're in Japan. A whole squad of people in Japan doing what I don't know. But, you know, I said to myself, well, boy, there was probably some freeness going on. Some plane taking people to Japan for nothing. But someone sent me a copy of a ticket to Japan. And so my first interest was, how much does it cost for that flight those people took to Japan? For one person, ladies and gentlemen, it is $14,963.
I know there has been a lot of talk in the media and social media and so on about the cost of the tickets for Expo Osaka. And I could tell you that, as I said, there were two entities covering the cost of the tickets primarily. That's the government of Japan through Expo Osaka, and of course the government of Saint Lucia through Expo Saint Lucia.
Expo Osaka 2025 was expected to be a proud moment for Saint Lucia, a stage to spotlight the island's culture, businesses and creative talent. But instead of celebration, debate fled over the price tag and the size of the local delegation headed to Japan. At a press briefing on Expo Dubai and Expo Osaka, Export Saint Lucia's Director of Client Management Glenfield Gilbert addressed the concerns, outlining the provisions for the Saint Lucian team attending Expo Osaka in Japan.
For Osaka, they did cover a significant portion of the cost of participation. They covered for most of the ministers that would have traveled and the official delegation, and that is airfare, accommodation, and of course daily expenses, right? So that was covered primarily by Expo Osaka with the government of Saint Lucia. Through Export Saint Lucia, the budget allocated to us for that reason to assist in that regard.
Gilbert explained that with financial backing from the host nation Japan, Saint Lucia was able to secure opportunities for several local creatives to take part and benefit from the expo, emphasizing his organization's input in creating even more avenues for local talent.
Japan did allow a certain number of creatives that they would cover. We didn't think that it would allow us to adequately showcase at the level that we wanted, Saint Lucian culture. And as such, we took the decision to match the number of creatives that Japan would be paying for at Export Saint Lucia.
The Director of Client Management at Export Saint Lucia noted that the expenses for the local creatives were covered through the government's continued commitment to investing in the creative industry.
That again came from a fund that made available to us by the government of Saint Lucia, but administered by Expo Saint Lucia. So we did cover the airfare for these creatives, and the accommodation was covered by Expo Japan.
To address speculation surrounding airfare, Gilbert went on to reveal the actual cost of the tickets to Japan.
The cost of that route was approximately US $4,000. That was covered by the government of Japan through Expo Osaka. The cost of the tickets for the creatives from Saint Lucia that Export Saint Lucia covered was $2,000 approximately, give or take a few. That was it.
For Choice News Now, I am Dyrod Lionel.